Hello dear student. So today we are going to discuss the chapter number 2, adverbs. You know it very well exactly what adverb is because you might have discussed it in the class 4th. Basically, adverbs are the words that describes the verbs. In this chapter, we are thoroughly going to discuss the types of adverb as well. We have some types of adverbs also, like adverb of degree, adverb of frequency, adverb of negation, and interrogative adverbs. So before going to start with the chapter, let's go for the point exactly what an adverb is. Let's see the definition of adverb. A word that qualifies verb is called adverb. So adverb is actually a word that is qualifying verb. You know it very well what verb is. Verb is action word, it shows the action. But adverb tells you that how the particular action has happened. How the action has happened, that is explained by adverb. Look at the example. An elephant walks slowly. Now here walking is the action, how the elephant walks. So that walking is the action of elephant. But if you ask a question, how he is walking, how it is walking, so you get the question answer, that is slowly. So elephant walks slowly. So slowly is an adverb because that describes the action of the elephant walking. Look at the second example. A horse runs fast. Now here runs is a verb and fast is adverb because it's describing the action of the horse running. So if you ask a question, how horse is running, so horse runs very much fast. Now dear student, make a note of this. Some of the students are writing fastly, ly. So fastly is not an adverb, fast is only a adverb. Just make a note of this. Okay, that's the point. Be careful about this. Now let's go for our next point. Types of adverbs. Adverb of degree is the first type, or we also call it adverb of extent. It is very simple type of adverb actually. It tells you a particular amount or a level of the action. It also tells you to what extent the particular action has happened. Or you can also tell that how the action has happened. Now, when you look at this point, adverb degree, just remember that it tells you how the particular action has happened or to what extent the action has happened. If you look at the example, these shoes are too big for you. Now, big is actually an adjective here, but how much big the shoes are? They are too big. So, too is describing you to what extent the particular shoes are. That is explained by the word too. Look at the next question, next example. This is very difficult question. Now, how the question is, if you ask a question, how the question is, it is difficult. So, difficult tells you to what extent the particular question is difficult. The room was quite dark. In this example, quite is adverb of degree. It tells you how much the room is dark. So, the room is actually completely or quite dark. It is not less or it is not just more dark, but is completely dark. So in this example, if you look at the word too, difficult, quite, this all are the example of adverb degree, and that tells you to what extent how the particular action has happened. Let's go for a next type of adverb, adverb frequency. Adverb which tells you how often or frequently the action has happened or is done are known as adverb frequency. Now, this adverb frequency tells you how often the particular action has happened. Adverbs which tells you how often, how many times the particular action has happened. Try to note this point, very important. It tells you how many times the particular action has happened. That is called as adverb of frequency. If you look for the examples, the first example, Vinod always comes late to school. Now here, always, the word always tells you how many times Vinod has come late to school. So that always example of adverb of frequency. Let's go for a second example. Hafiz often goes to market. So often is an example of adverb of frequency because it tells you how many times Hafiz has gone to the market. Next example, Ronit sometimes goes for a walk. Now in this example, sometime tells you that how many times, okay, many times, few times Ronit has gone for a walk. So these are all the words and examples like always, often, sometime. These all three words are telling you that how many time, how frequently, how repeatedly the action has happened. And when it tells you how many time, how repeatedly the action has happened, definitely it is example of adverb frequency. Remember this point, very important. Remember this, how often and frequently, these words are important here to remember adverb frequency. Let's go for a next point. Adverb of time. It's a very simple type of adverb actually. It tells you when the particular action has happened. When. Just remember the word when the action has happened. Look at the first example. Have you heard such a story before? So before is the word that describes if the particular person has heard the story before. Look at the second example. He didn't go to school yesterday. Okay, now if you ask a question when, then you get the answer yesterday. He did not go to school yesterday. Okay, so yesterday, before, tomorrow, today, tonight, day before yesterday, previous day. This all the words are describing you the particular action when it has happened. Now dear student, don't confuse yourself in adverb of frequency and adverb of time. Adverb of time tells you when the action has happened. It tells you time, that when particular action has happened. Time is important here in adverb of time. When you talk about adverb of frequency, it tells you that how many times the particular action has happened. Okay, how many times the action happened, how frequently it's happened. It talks about adverb of frequency, and when it has happened, it talks about adverb of time. Let's go for a next point. It is adverb of negation. Now, in adverb of negation, it talks about the word not. When you find the word not is used in the sentence, definitely example of adverb of negation. Look at the example. Vimal could not sit for the examination. Now the word not is used here. Not tells you adverb of negation. Look at the example. John is not feeling well. So not is the word used here. Example of adverb of negation. Never. Okay, word never is also example of adverb of negation. Now dear student, remember the point. Whenever you find the negative words not, never, none, these all are the example of adverb of negation. When you find this kind of particular word, definitely it is an example of adverb of negation. Let's go for the next point. Interrogative adverbs. Interrogative adverbs are nothing but they are questions. Look at the underlined word here, questions. If you find any question and if it is said to underline the adverb, so definitely the particular word which is underlined here will be the example of interrogative adverb. Interrogative adverb means the particular question adverb which is asked. Now look at the examples here. Why have you not done your work? So here why, the word why is asking a question, and because of that reason it is example of interrogative adverb. And dear student, remember that you may get confused yourself because in the first chapter you learned just now interrogative adjective. See, do not confuse yourself in interrogative adjective and interrogative adverb. Okay, in interrogative adverb you will find a verb here. Okay, am, is, are, was, were, have, has, had. This all the verbs will be used, and before that the particular adverb will be used. Okay, when verb is used here, and before that the question is asked, example of interrogative adverb. And now interrogative adjective, when a noun here, example like book. Okay, if a noun is used book and before that the question is given which book do you like, so that which will be the example of interrogative adjective, because book is noun and which is question there. Okay, so don't get confused yourself, that is also very much important. Let's back to the point, interrogative adverb. So when you have why, the question word, and after that there is a verb, example of interrogative adverb. It is just a simple type of questions. Where did the battle take place? Battle, war here. So where, after, if you look at the word where, after that the did word has come. So where did the battle take place? Where is actually the word qualifying the verb did, and for that purpose example of it is interrogative adverb. Interrogative adverb is nothing but an example of particular questions. Okay, so I hope the particular chapter adverbs and its type are clear for all of you. So thank you so much, dear student. Thank you so much.